Now, battery swapping, it is a technology that is quite unique onto NEO, and as you know on the screen, you'll notice that we got this report today indicating that NEO has officially completed, or NEO battery swapping stations have completed 62,005,550 swaps. This was a couple of hours ago, so it should be, or it could be way higher than this at this very moment, which is something that is great and something that shows the reliability that lies within this technology. I mean, right now, you know that there are quite a number of companies that want to partake or have the piece of the pie when it comes to this technology. CATL, this year they intend on having over 1,000 battery swapping stations by the end of the year. We know that they want to go public, they want to raise funds. That I think part of the reason is for them to build and deploy these battery swapping stations. Apparently this year they might go public, which is, it shows you the potential that lies within this technology. Battery swapping stations, I mean, CATL, they are the world's largest battery maker, which, yeah, they supply all the NEO models with their batteries, and Onvo, it is being supplied with BYD. BYD is also big when it comes to producing batteries, and they are the ones that are supplying the Onvo L60 with batteries. Now, NEO will also be making, or a later stage in the near future, NEO will be also starting to make their own batteries, because the strategic partnerships that we've been seeing, especially the one that came 2 months ago where they partnered with a certain university or certain institution that specializes in battery making, it shows that NEO is very close from starting to produce their own batteries, which will be something that won't shock the NEO investors, especially those that have been investing onto NEO for quite some time. Because what the NEO CEO told us like 3 years ago is that they want to make their own chips, they want to make their own batteries. They are already making their own chips, autonomous driving chip. You know that it's already producing this chip in-house, saving the cost that they were paying to NVIDIA, because previously, or the current NEO models, except for the 89, they're still using NVIDIA Orin chips. And from second half of this year, these NEO models will be utilizing, of course, NEO's in-house autonomous driving chip, which is something that is crazy, or that is amazing, because it shows us the progress that NEO has made. So same goes to battery. NEO will be making their own batteries very soon. We will hear about that very soon, because the strategic partnerships that NEO has been forming is showing that NEO is headed there, and very, very soon. So 62 million swaps is what NEO users have accumulated when it comes to completing battery swaps, which is something that is good. And when NEO begin to produce their own batteries, it's gonna be lights out, because the cost that they pay to CATL to buy these batteries, the cost which they pay BYD to make their batteries for the Onvo L60, they will be retaining that cost, and therefore gross margins will go high, which is something that is so great and makes me to look forward to obviously how this whole battery swapping station technology will be improved, knowing that NEO will be making their own batteries. I mean, chances are very high that when they start making their own batteries, battery rental prices might drop a bit lower, therefore making it easier for people to be able to afford battery as a service. And if people afford battery as a service, there won't be any need for NEO to launch or to introduce maybe even some of the incentives which they are making, trying to make people see the reliability, or to see how important battery swapping is. So I am happy, man, and I cannot wait NEO to get to see NEO making or producing their own batteries, because it will have a very positive impact, not just to obvious the prices of the NEO cars, but also to the battery as a service. NEO cars, obviously, they are going to go down, because obviously they don't have to pay or put in a handling fee or put in the markup on the prices to try to generate a profit from getting the batteries. But now everything will be made in-house, which will allow NEO to also be able to adjust the prices of their cars, which is something that is so great, something that is just so amazing. So I am happy about this. 62 million swaps is what the NEO users have completed in China. since inception, which is so great. And I did say that based on what NIO is planning, this year we might have NIO having total battery swapping stations of around 5,000. Someone yesterday commented and did say that 5,000 will be too much for the NIO's current demand. We'll need NIO to have at least 2 million cars on the road. And my response to that person, I think I did say, look man, I think it's better for NIO to be ahead when it comes to infrastructure, because I can tell you now, before when this year ends or before this year ends, NIO will have 1.2 million cars on the roads of China, right? And I can tell you that by June of next year, 2 million will be there of NIO cars alone. This excludes the partnerships that NIO has formed with other EV companies, where NIO and those companies are building cars. We don't know the cars that they are building. We don't know how much those cars are going to cost, and we don't know how much will those companies and NIO will be able to sell. But one thing we know is that it's going to add the total number of cars that perform battery swaps onto NIO battery swapping stations. And I tell you, 2026, it might be a year where the total number of cars that are utilizing NIO battery swapping station goes to even 3 million, because of the partnerships, because of the alliance that NIO has formed with other new energy vehicle car makers. So yeah man, blue sky is coming, long term will win. Those that are persevering will most definitely be rewarded with time. Today, as I said in the previous video, NIO it's up, or it was up 4% as I did that video, but immediately after doing that video, when I finished with that video, I realized that NIO was up 3%. But still, I believe in the long term we shall win. The short sellers won't have the final say onto this stock, because NIO is a company that is growing, that is doing so well, and it is just set for greatness. No short seller can be able to stop NIO's growth. No short sellers will have the final say onto this stock, because this is a stock which is just set for greatness. Blue sky is coming, long term will win. Don't forget guys to hit that likes button, subscribe on this channel, because on a daily basis I give you the NIO videos. Anything that has to do with NIO, I will give it to you. So if you're a NIO follower, or you want to know more about NIO, or why the NIO community is just so massive on X, you will see quite a number of people are talking about NIO. Then hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell, so that at least you get notified, because I will tell you why they are so interested onto NIO. I will tell you why even the short sellers are interested onto NIO. Is because they see the potential, is because they want to shake off the weak hands. And the very same short sellers that are shorting the stock now, once we get to profitability, they will be the ones that some of them will tend to buy, will come and buy load onto this stock, because right now they are shorting it because they will always tell you that it's not profitable. But once we hit profitability, there won't be any other reason that they will use against NIO. And therefore it just shows you, or it shows us, that blue sky is coming and we shall be rewarded in the near future. That's all from me man, and God bless you all.